visualization, not data, or project visualization. Whenever you are given a project, you need to first of all visualize and think, okay, how can we write this? How can this project be done? Now, let me see if I'm recording. All right, good, I'm recording. They said, write a program that prompts a user for a year and then prints whether the year is a leap year or not. Now, first things first, you need to write the program. So let year equals to what? Prompt, isn't it? And what's prompt? Enter year. Or what year is this? So let's just say enter year. Now, that's the first thing. Now, it now says check if the year entered is a what? Leap year or not. Now they gave us, they said check if the year entered by the user. You don't understand prompt. So I explained prompt just now. Before I explained even before the prompt. Okay. Prompt is used to get user to ask the user questions. So you probably seen pop-ups like this before. So what is it saying? Enter here. So you should see enter here. You see pop-up like this before, right? But you now enter it, and then there's that there's a result. You understand? That's what prompts are. Now that's what this is saying. So it's saying that ask. Okay, good. Write a program that prompts a user and then prints whether the year is a leap year or not. Like again, the first thing is what? Enter your prompt. Let year equals to what? Prompt. And what's the prompt? Enter year. Now the next thing is what? Check whether the year is a leap year or not. Now they've given us some hints. The first hint is what? A leap year is divisible by 4, but it is not divisible by what? 100. Unless it is also what? Divisible by what? 400. And we just checked it out. Every leap year can be divided by what? 4. No leap year can be divided by what? 100. Let us check it out. So 2000 divided by 100. That's what I want to check now. This is weird because no. The reason that they gave to us is that a leap year is divisible by what? 4, but not divisible by 100. Oh, I understand. They said a leap year is divisible by 4, but not divisible by 100 unless that same number is also divisible by what? 400. Can you divide 2000 by 400? Good. That means you can also divide 2000 by what? 100. Can you divide 2012 by 400? Can you divide 2000 by 2012 by 400? Will it give you a whole number? That's what I'm saying. It will not give you a whole number. That means you can also divide it by what? 100. So anything that you divide by 400 that does not give you a whole number, you can also divide it by what? 100. That's what this thing is saying. Understand the hint again. They gave you an hint. The hint is that what? A leap year is divisible by 4, right? 2000 can be divided by 4, right? 2012 can also be divided by 4. But it is not divisible by 100 unless that same number can be divided by what? 400. So as long as the number can be divided by 400, you can also divide it by what? 100. So that means what you have is that what? You have your leap year, and you now have what? The year cannot be divided by what? 100, or it can be divided by what? Do you understand? That's it. So one of them has to be true. So if 400 is true, that means other is not true. How will you do it? So you cannot have what? If I'm trying to think of something. Okay, let's say if year. Now, let's just use if. Now, if year, hope everybody's here. Now, if you say a leap year is divisible by 4, what does it mean? If I say, can you divide 4 by 2. So if you divide by 4 by 2, will it give you a remainder? Do you understand? That means it's 0. That's what it's saying. Anything that is divisible by what? 4. Or anything that means 4 can divide it. And if 4 divides it, there will be no remainder. That means the remainder will what? 0. Now, which mathematical operator or arithmetic operator can you use to get the remainder of mathematical operation? Modulus, right? Good. That means you can say if here modulus what 4. That means if here and if you probably divide something by what 4, that's the modulus. Divide something by 4, right? What remainder will it give to you? If that remainder is equal to what 0, you understand? That means you're trying to check if that remainder is what equals to. You can say if here modulus what 4 equals to what 0. Type. I explained last week that you were not here on Friday. I said 3 equals to basically checks for what both value and what type. So always make sure that you're using 3 equals to and not 2. 2 will also work for use 3. If here modulus 4 equals to what 0, that's the first condition. Second condition is that what and what? What's the second condition? Is not divisible by 100. That means here is also what? Not divisible by 100. That means here modulus what? Modulus what? 100 does not equal to what? Exactly. So let's use does not equal. See? Yes. Now, it's the same thing with what's the name with not and equals. This also works. But when you have double equals to and not, it also checks for what? Type and value. This one is triple because as you can see, there are 3 operators here 1, 2, and 3. The same thing here 1, 2, and 3. Do you get it? That's the same thing. You cannot have more than 3. You cannot say not equals that's an error. But if you have equals, it's not checked for what? Type of that not. Do you get? So now that's the second thing. Now it's not saying that what? It is not divisible by 100 unless that same number is also divisible by what? 400. What is the logical reason that we're going to use here? All right. Because why? If it is divisible by 100, then it also what? Be able to be divisible by what? By divisible by 400, also you should also be able to what? Divide it by what? 100. So you can have what? Or here modulus what? Modulus 400 present. Modulus 400 equals what? 0. Do you get it now? Now, if this is what you have, you want what? Console.log. This or let's use backticks. You cannot have what? You cannot have what? Here. You can have here. And why is it here? This is it. Here is a leap year. Where? Yeah. Else, what are we going to have? Console.log. What do we have? So here is not a leap year. So now let us test and let us see if it works. So how do we know if it works? If I come here, then it's going to ask us enter here. So if I enter 2012, what are we going to have? Okay, let me refresh it again. Because it looks like I have to refresh the old stuff for it. So, and let us check it out. 2012. Can you see that 2012 is a leap year? See, it works. If I refresh it again and I say 2025, 2025 is not a leap year. Do you understand it now? Now, this is basically how you write programs. You write programs by, first of all, thinking. You don't just go ahead and write programs. First of all, think and try to see how you can solve this. Do you understand? Now? They've given you the hint. That's why I like this. They gave you the hint. And what is the hint? A leap year is divisible by what? 4, but not divisible by what? 100. Unless it is also divisible by what? 400. So that is like basically your logical operator. So you have what? Year modulus 4 because what? 0, because it is not, it is divisible by what? 4. It is not divisible by 100. Year is not divisible by what? 100. That means it's not equals to 0. Then or year is what? Divisible by what? 400 equals to what? 0. Now, if this condition is true, what do you want? Provide this. If this condition is false, provide this. Is this clear? Is it clear? Yes, sure. Is it clear to you? Are you sure it's clear? What is happening to your laptop now? It's not just coming on. Try it again. That's what. Prompt. It should ask, let year equals to prompt, then prompt single, prompt message is enter in. Try it out. So it should work now. Eh? It worked. You got the leap year. How did you do it? Okay, that prompt. Okay. Everybody understands this. Let me see what they say. Type. This should work. And the reason why it's not going to work is because it's backtick. You only use $sign and variable type coercion backtick and not double. Yes, backtick is a string. I think I explained that. Change that double quotes to backtick. Yes. Change to backtick. This is where backtick. Do we understand this? All right. Now, before you start writing, there's something I want to show you. Before you start working on your own, there's something I also want to show you. I hope everybody is here. I need attention now. I want to show you something. And what I'm saying is, if you notice this, let me show you what I'm saying. So if I refresh this, and I say, Mr. Show, are you here? If I refresh this and I say, welcome, and I click enter, what is it saying? Meaning that it can also take what? My prompt is also taking what? Eh? I know that. I want you to think about this question again. What is my leap year supposed to take normally? Eh? And what is here? What is the name of numerical in JavaScript? Numbers, good. But my prompt is taking what? What are alphabets? What are letters? Strings, exactly. They are taking what? Strings. So we need to make sure that the only thing they take is what? So we need to convert the prompt to a what? A number. And how do you convert it? You convert it to what? This thing known as what? Pass in. A number method. How many of us have actually gone back home to read about number method? So you use what? Pass in. So I can come here, I can copy this, and I can cut it out. I can say pass in, right? And I can put it here. Now, automatically, whatever value is coming out from what? Here, I've passed it to what? Making sure that it is now an integer. And integers are what? Numbers. Do you guys now? So if I come right here now, and I try and write 10. 10 is, okay, sorry, 2012. But there's still an error here, and I will show you the error now. So if I still say welcome, none is not a number. It's not a leap year. So there's still an error. And what is the error? The error is that, yes, you've changed it to what? A number. But you also need to make sure that, okay, if you now press something that is not a number, there should be an error. Do you get it? So what I'm saying is that what? Yes, it is telling you that NaN is not a leap year. This is not what you want. What you want is that whenever you press something that is not a number, it should give you what? Error. Do you get it now? That is why, first of all, I'm not going to wrap up this. Control X. And I'm going to say if is none. That means if this here is not a number. Do you understand? What do you want? Console.log this error input error. Please input a number. Now I cannot have what else. In my else I cannot put nesting, meaning that if this particular one is what is false, what happens? Print out what the else. But if this is what? If this is true, what happens? It's going to forget about this. So now if you check this out now, if I write welcome, sorry, let me refresh. Welcome, that's the error. Error, please what? Input a number. Do you get it now? Because why? Now what is now reading is that this particular if statement is now what? True. Why is it true? It is true because this is not a number. The only time this if now becomes false is if I not actually include a number. Then it's not going to proceed to this else block. Now, can you see how we can nest elements and how they actually work in real-time projects? Do you understand? You're nesting projects now, and then I cannot come here and I can put my number here. So if I refresh and I can say 2012 is a new year. Do you get it now? Is it clear? Let me stop recording for now. Is it clear to everybody? I want everybody to look up.